Sentinel is one of my favorite mechanics, so I couldn't miss the new event. And that means a new magic find journey awaits you. This time Righteous Fire Chieftain. As you all know, I am starting to buy magic find gear while still going through the campaign. This is my first purchase. My favorite boots. I love them. And I'm gonna need these gloves too. Thanks to Sentinel, I have the currency to buy these items. Many of you may be surprised by my purchases and strategy, but in my experience it always pays for itself because even a small amount of MF gear in your build increases your loot. Wow! A gift from Chris. Let's see what it is. A helmet. Speaking of which, it fits my style pretty well, so let's use it. And here's my first divine orb. And now's a good time to leave a comment about how I've already found more currency in Axe than you have in the whole league. I don't know about you, but for me it's an instant buy. A very cool ring that I bought much cheaper than its actual price, but that sometimes happens on the first day of a new league. I finally finished the campaign, but before I get to the actual game, I want to make a couple more purchases. Devoto's Devotion is a very useful helmet for us. First of all, it gives us a lot of dexterity, and thanks to that we can save our skill points. It also gives us extra movement speed and chaos resistance. It fixes all our weaknesses, and I will use it until I make a classic helmet for Righteous Fire. And Bisco's Collar is just a good amulet for an entry-level magic find. This is what my character looks like after I finished the campaign, and I wanted to say, let's make a real hero out of this zero. But to tell you the truth, with all this gear, it's definitely not a zero. Well, let's go hunting for valuable loot and see what I managed to find. You may have often heard that starting a league like Magic Find is a bad idea, but I like this strategy. It's not the most consistent, but it's not a bad strategy. It's a high risk, high reward, and that's what I like about it. Speaking of high rewards. First, valuable loot. Easy money. I could probably sell this Unnatural Instinct for a lot more, but I needed the currency because I found a couple items I wanted to buy. Ideal armor for me. And with the perfect roll. Just what I need. Poor soul. But I like to help people, so I'll give him a discount. It's only one Chaos Orb. Wow. Instant karma. I helped another player and the game rewarded me instantly. Nice. Now let's spend the currency we earned and improve this build. I need a shield like this. That will make all of our max resistances 90% and increase our survivability significantly. A new belt. We need more items, rarity and quantity. And of course the second Venter's Gamble. This is another very good purchase. Don't forget about the armor I found. Let's try to make 5 links. Perfect. I really like my new upgrades, and let's go to the maps again for a lucky drop. As for my atlas, it looks like this. Kirax missions and Wandering Path to speed up the process of completing the atlas. Then nodes with quantity and rarity. We are a magic find build after all. Then Abyss and Delirium. Because it is a good source of additional monsters on the map, and the more monsters the more loot. And of course Meticulous Appraiser, thanks to which we will find a lot of unique items. In the early days of the new league, even the most common unique items are relatively expensive, and the cost of some T1 unique items is up to a dozen divine orbs. So it's a good and stable source of income. Nothing crazy. But it is quite enough for upgrades. Well, and of course do not forget about the jackpot. You can always find something really expensive, and this find provides you with a huge amount of currency. As I said earlier, high risk, high reward. I have some divine orbs, and that means it's time for shopping. I need a new weapon. And since I have access to recombinators, that's what I'll be using. And yes, I know I could do benchcraft to improve my chances. But I'm a simple man. I just close my eyes and press a button. Not exactly what I'm looking for. Let's try again. Okay. Let me do the benchcraft and see what happens. Wow. That really worked. Garbage. I need 2 more scepters. This time I'll just press the button. Perfect. Right off the bat. Benchcraft, and I ended up with a relatively good scepter. I could continue crafting, but I don't want to push my luck anymore. In a casino, it's all about stopping in time. Let's craft a helmet. To do that, I'm gonna need a base like this. Next we need essences like this. I'm sure 2 of them will be enough for me. Right? Unlucky. And a couple more. And miss again. Burning damage is good, but the other modifiers are really bad, so nope. Increased rarity of items found. Perfect. But jokes aside, this is a relatively good helmet, and I'm going to go with this option because I don't have a lot of resources, and most importantly, there are very few of these essences on the market. Benchcraft and the helmet is ready. But now I have a problem. I lack dexterity. I will solve this problem with a timeless jewel. Elegant hubris with supreme ostentation. Also with this item I can get an additional increased rarity of items found. No way. That's it? Apparently not a lot of players in this event are doing 4 ways. Well, I'll just have to buy the cheapest one. It's not the best option, but it's what we've got. And if it was a normal league, you could find a very nice elegant hubris, but we work with what we have in stock. Well, and the last upgrade at this stage is Anoint Charisma. Now we can activate another aura. Herald of Ash, which will give us even more explosions. Now we can go back to my favorite maps. I need to earn currency because I have a few more purchases in the plan. I am often asked in the comments if a magic find build can get the first 2 void stones. And the answer is yes. As you can see, we kill quest bosses without problems. It is not fast, slow, but steady. In addition, I killed them in full MF gear, which is not a good idea. But even with these items, you can get your first void stones. We've done a good job, now we can relax. Let's open one Voidborn key. I need another tabula. No way. Finally, a valuable loot. And a perfect roll. Unfortunately, I don't need this item for my build, but I can sell it. And that means even more upgrades. I'll start with 6 links. I hope I can do it. Nice. Now let's make a new shield. I'll use recombiners again. Unlucky. I lost the fractured modifier. Let's try again. Unexpectedly, but it's not quite what I need. And again. Speaking of which, the trading site is already running out of suitable bases for me. Funny. Just what I need. Excuse me. Some business. More divine orbs to spend at the Recombinator's casino. I may have sold this item too cheaply and its real price is higher, but I needed the currency, so I didn't wait until I found a buyer who would pay the real price for it. I get it. I'll try another way. I'm out of good armor bases anyway. Chaos spam. The best way to craft in the game. It always works. Here we go. Not exactly what I wanted, but it's better than my current shield anyway. I need new gloves. I'm buying a base like this. And some essences. It's pretty simple. And then benchcraft. Even though I changed my shield, my max resistances are still 90%. And the last upgrade is a new amulet. I usually use Awakener's Orb for this craft, but they are not available on the trade site. Dead event. So I'll be using our favorite recombinators again. To start, I will buy a gold amulet with a Shaper influence. Speaking of which, this is the only level 85 amulet that was on sale. I need a modifier, increased item quantity. I'll start with Chaos Spam. Unbelievable. But it works. Speaking of which, this is a very cool amulet. And I probably won't use recombinators on it, because as I said before, it's the only base and I don't know if I can buy another one like it. So I won't risk it and leave it as it is. Benchcraft and of course anointment. Good. Well, my build is ready. While you are enjoying the gameplay, I would like to talk a bit about this build and tell you my thoughts on it. When I started this journey, I had some doubts about Righteous Fire Chieftain and honestly didn't believe in this build. But actually the build turned out to be very strong and interesting. First of all, I would like to mention the defense. Usually when you play a budget magic find build, you have huge problems with survivability and you will die a lot. And many players are annoyed by this. However, even with a minimal budget, we have a very good defense. Also, thanks to our ascendancy, we have no problems with resistances and we have access to some good explosions, which makes it very easy to play at the beginning of the league when we have a bad equipment. So as a league starter, this is a pretty interesting option. The only thing I didn't like is the damage, because it's pretty low. But that's not a problem with a particular build, but with the event itself. Blast from the Past only lasts for 7 days. And I only had a couple days to gather and play this build. Considering the fact that I need time to prepare this video. So I had a very limited time frame. Also, it was very difficult to buy the items I needed. They simply did not exist, or they were very expensive. And if we make this build in a normal league, we will be able to craft a good weapon and helmet. We will have access to awakened gems and empower level 4. Some double corruption armor and good jewels. And we will have a very decent DPS. We'll also be able to buy flasks like this. And add more explosions and survivability to this build. That is why, for me, this build looks very promising and I would like to try it in the new league. I just have to find time to try all the builds I want. Oh well. This is a good moment to end this video and this journey. I'm sorry I couldn't show you the end-game version, I just didn't have enough time to do it, so I hope for your understanding. Thank you all for watching, commenting, and giving me advice. I appreciate it. Also, I will be very grateful for your likes, subscriptions, and comments. And if you have any questions, join my Discord channel. The link you will find in the description of this video. Bye everyone, and see you in new videos.